Perched high above the city of Baltimore, Maryland, from Magooby's Joke House, comes the tale of 5 brave adventurers and their intrepid audiomancer on a journey wrought with magic, mayhem, and dick jokes. For this is Laugh Finder.
Finder Baltimore's premier Paizo-based comedy podcast. I'm Tommy Sinvazo, and I'll be playing, I keep wanting to say God every time. I'll be playing Arcane, the living construct, with my monkey familiar, Natty Bobo, and eventually my skeleton, Obi.
And your Obi. Knapsack of bones that you're carrying around now.
Yeah, I got dicks, I got dog parts, whatever you guys want. Whatever you need.
I don't think we want any of that.
I'm your parts guy. I'm like the Napa.
I like it. You have like Ted Bundy's trophy case you just carry around with you.
All right, guys. Now, this week, same as last week, our guest is a comedian. She was in a cult. We got to that. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know how to drive.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a credit?
No,
it's not. Me and Lily Sparks are going to take driving lessons together.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Beth Haydon.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah, actually, the funny thing is I was like, she's like, I'm going to text Beth that. And I'm like, don't, because she's going to yell at me about it.
I had no idea it was you.
Oh, we were at an open mic together last night. She's like, hey, I drive. I'm like, you should take driving classes with Beth.
You guys would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Beth Haydon, that'll be fun. No, that'd be hilarious. We could do
How is it that you
never
learned to drive? Never
just,
interested in doing it? Or
was that part of the
you
cult?
You were prohibited from it?
It really was not part of the cult. It was really just I didn't do it in high school, and then I just never had a car to practice on. You know what I mean? And I just like.
And your family has like this weird Partridge Family van, and you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, I saw.
Do you ride a bicycle, or what? How do you get around?
Yeah, how do you get from point A to point B? How do you get to work?
Segway.
I take the bus a lot. I've usually lived like pretty close to where I worked. Currently, another comedian, Mike Moran, has a
he's an Uber,
a fake Uber. Yeah,
he's a Uber. Oh, he's a hack.
Yeah,
it's a hack.
He's a hack.
Oh,
he's a hack.
Nice.
And so I pay him to drive me to work, and it's great. And
have you ever had the interest in learning to drive?
Yes. I just felt like I couldn't afford to have a car anyway, so I just kept putting it off.
Have you ever seen the Corey Haim classic, License to Drive?
Yes.
I would suggest watching it before you took your learners.
Yes.
It's Corey Feldman is in that as well,
right?
Yeah, it's the
Feldman.
Feldman. And Heather Graham is the girl they keep.
Oh, yeah.
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 When my dad was teaching me to drive,
he
made me drive.
Time's up for License to Drive, I will say that.
We had 2 different cars, but we had an automatic and a standard transmission. And he forced me to drive the manual. He forced me to drive the manual. And he made me park. Every time we were going up this one hill on the way home, he would make me stop and then take off from there.
It's terrifying.
But there was one time he was like, hey, I need you to drive me to go. You're going to drive me. We're going to go pick up Christmas presents. And I'm like, okay. So we get in the car, and while we're driving to the mall, it is snowing. And we're going over this bridge, and my dad was like, remember, bridges and overpasses freeze first. And I was like, I know, Dad. Right. So we go to the Staples where he gets his
where he gets his dust off to snort for the rest of the night.
His VCR head cleaner.
Yeah. Is that where he gets his Dreamcatcher earring?
No, he makes those.
Okay.
He's 3 Michelobes in.
Now, on the way back, we're crossing that same bridge, and my dad silently moved his hand down just to pull up on the handbrake a little bit, just to scare me. But we hit one of the spans in the bridge, so he pulled it and let go, and the front wheels on the car lock up. And now we're in a fucking spin going across this bridge, and I'm turning into the spin this way and turning into the spin this way, and the whole time my dad's going, and I got it. Finally
fucking
got it.
Huffing duster while you're doing it.
He's got his head out the window like the Joker in the second Batman movie.
Why is this going to make me want to learn to drive? This is horrifying.
We finally get it under control.
Welcome to Grandpa Gary's driving school.
And I was like, "What the? You could have killed us." He was like, "But we didn't die, did we?"
No, we didn't die.
There was other times my dad would be like, he would be like, "Hey, put your jacket on. I'm going to go teach you how to do donuts in the giant parking lot."
Hell yeah!
I'm like, okay.
Sounds like a cool dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be.
I
talk about it.
I'm like watching a prequel to your sister here.
Anybody else got any good driving?
I got some
learning?
good
What do you
ones.
got?
We'll introduce.
I'm sorry.
This guy,
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting next to me, the man who's never wrecked a vehicle.
Not true.
Okay, I'm a liar. The actor, comedian, and professional nudist, Mr. Eric Woodward.
Yeah, Daddy. Times is hard. I'm ready.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, my name is Eric Woodworth, and tonight I'll be playing Big Flea. He is a gunslinger and a man of antiquity that likes to deal the cards and play them how they land, Daddy. Anyway, so yeah, driving. I have a couple of good driving stories growing up. One is when I was very young, I had just gotten my license. I like to smoke marijuana a lot, like a
So you
ton.
just got your license and you would get high while you were driving?
Well, I gotta learn. I wanted to get acclimated.
I couldn't
right
even
away.
drive with the stereo on. I couldn't
No.
have any distractions.
I
while
went
was
right
learning.
from getting my learner's permit as soon as I was allowed to. Got high, went fucking driving my car. I was just like, I'm just gonna drive real slow, boys. And then I did. Well, one time, this is probably a week after having my driver's license. We had this little spot where we roll up some blunts and shit like that, and it was just this
tight,
kind
cool,
of this
cool,
like
piece of
desolate road or whatever. And I guess the cops had caught on to this because the cops rolled up on us, and me and like four people in my my Ford Taurus, my 1996 Ford
I had a
Taurus.
95. I drove a 95 Ford Taurus.
So I'm sitting there and I'm going shit. So I took these like 2 bags of weed, and my other friend took the blunt that we had rolled, and I took the weed and I put it in my ass, like as the cops rolled up.
What do you mean you
just,
put it like in
I
your
mean,
crack?
I mean, I
Cheeks
just
or-
shoved it up the crack of my ass.
Did you put it in your asshole?
in my ass? Like
In the
not,
hole?
Cheeks or
not
the
in the
hole?
hole, but it, like wedged in the
Okay,
cheeks.
okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Wedge-
that's different.
Not
Yeah.
all the way, like not can't pull out,
No.
but just like just a good squat and they're out, right?
Okay.
Hey, that's what I like to call a moonstick, huh?
The cops shake us down, and didn't they brought the drug dog out. The drug dog hits the car, and they shake it down. Everything they shake down my pockets. They don't find anything because it's in my ass. And
Are you clenched at all?
I'm
You're like-
clenched. It's tight in there. I'm making diamonds out of these dime
You made
bags.
wax?
yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm obviously nervous. Well, they shake it down. They find like some stems and sticks, and so I got arrested for having stems and sticks in the back floor of my car. And then they released me to my parents, and then obviously they didn't take me to jail house. They just called my parents, and they released me, gave me a citation. I got the whole talking to about smoking weed and stuff like that. And
Was your dad like, listen, Eric, smoking weed is super cool.
Man, I really wish that was the fucking. I really wish that's how it went down, because it was more like, we're really disappointed in you and your Christian values that you've let down. And
they hit you with the value.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that
There's
has
a lot.
nothing to do with Christianity.
But after, well, that's not what my parents said, okay? And then I think the irony of it all is, after this long talking to I got, and after getting released from the cops, I smoked that bag of weed that was in my ass the entire time. You have to understand, this was arrested, talked to my parents. This is like 3 hours of nesting in my ass cheeks that weren't honestly up to par at the time, if I'm being honest with you. They had a bit of a gooey glide when they slid out, and I
Jesus.
smoked a bowl of that ass weed after
alliteration
I
is
got
gross.
after that. And,
You got to reward yourself.
yeah. I was just like, fuck, I'm on lockdown. I don't have car rights. Better smoke this ass weed. And then I did that. I also you'd mentioned I've never crashed a car. No, I have crashed a car. My old job, I went out drinking one night in Old Ellicott City, and it became snowy while we were there. So I left around maybe around last call, 1:00, and the hills of Ellicott City are very steep hills. My one friend couldn't get out, so I had a truck as my work truck that I had. So I barreled back around. I was going real slow, and I remember I was probably going like 10 miles an hour, and it was just I started to slide. I was just like, well, all right, well, eventually I'll stop. I know how this works. And I was like, don't freak out. And I kind of like. It was like watching the Titanic. I was going towards this telephone pole, and I was just like, well, I'm going to stop before I hit this telephone pole. And then I was getting closer. I was like, maybe I'm not going to stop. All right, well, if I hit it, it's probably just going to ding it because I'm going so slow. And I kind of watched as the front of this Ford Ranger just slowly wrapped around this telephone pole. It just went... bent the whole hood up in front of me. I was like, no, like this. I was like, shit. And I'm pretty fucking hammered right now. So I got out. By the way, the person I was going to rescue, I see driving past me like this. So there's no reason that I needed to go back down there. He stops the car. I get in his car to leave. And I left the car wrapped around that telephone pole as the snow fell. And then I called...
as you're driving away, did you hit it? Blip, blip.
I mean, I completely destroyed the work vehicle, and I had to call my boss the next morning and say, I kind of crashed the car leaving the bar last night, and I wasn't drinking. And somehow I didn't get fired the next day, but I got fired like 2 months later.
Oh, okay.
That was, but it probably had something to do with my drinking and driving and wrecking a work vehicle at midnight on a Tuesday. So.
Well, sitting to my left, a man who's never wrecked a vehicle.
Tommy, Jesus. Do I have to tell that story? I have another funny...
Okay, whatever story you got.
Okay, I got a funny... All right.
What's your story about?
Oh, it's about parallel parking.
Okay.
Now, sitting to my left, a man who hates paraplegic children, Preston!
I told you that in confidence.
Give me a nub job.
Oh, Jesus. No. Okay. All right. Jesus Christ. It's really the hate the kids part that sells it. And then also, like, because also if they're paraplegic, then the nub job just takes on a whole other weird dynamic.
You're doing all the work.
No, I know. It's like you're getting a no-foot job.
Ooh, you ever been jerked off with triceps before?
Anyway. Jesus. Can we start this episode over?
Quiplash, but okay.
It's fine. No, the quiplash is... No, the quiplash is far more hateful.
Yeah, the
quiplash is just straight hate speech.
I just won. You didn't want to lose.
No, Beth, we all lost that.
Believe me, if I release it, you will lose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
There needs to be like a special Patreon level $1 million level, and we'll release it for $1 million.
If there's an inner circle level on Patreon, it's $400.
And
I'm honestly fine with that. Also, I'll be playing Holy John.
Ain't he a stinker?
No, that's...
And speaking of...
Wait, hold on.
What about this?
I never told my story.
Yeah.
I never told my story because
Please
things
tell
take
your
a
story.
very sharp left turn.
It's all good. It's all true.
I know, it's the show. So I'm not going to talk about any times I've wrecked a car, but okay, so when I first started driving, this is like the day after I got my driver's license, I was apparently very bad at parallel parking. So I go over to my friend's house, my friend Layman, who you've met. I go over to his house in Townsend. I parallel park the car in between two cars. I'm over there for about an hour and a half, and we walk outside because we see like there's some cop cars over by my car, and I'm just like, well, what the fuck is this about? I'm frightened, and so I walk over there, and I go up, and I'm like, hey, why are you guys here? And they're like, and I was like, this is my car. I parallel parked it here. And they're like, oh, you parallel parked this? Yeah, no, someone called the police because they saw this car out here, and we drove up because we thought someone just left this car here to find a spot to go die. What? I did such a poor job of parallel parking that someone was concerned for the owner of my car's safety, Aaron. Someone was like, this cannot be a parking job. Someone left a car here to go die on the golf course here, and we need to find a dying old person who abandoned a car here. That's how bad I was at parallel parking when I started driving.
You know who called the police? It was a paraplegic kid looking out for a window.
Hello, police. There is a man.
Ever since that day, he had that sweet bumper sticker that said, get busy parking or get busy dying.
This is taking a turn.
You got quite an intro this episode.
Yeah, no, I always do, and I wish I didn't.
And speaking of a man whose heart is filled with love of all creatures.
Okay, what the fuck?
And small, smart and not so smart, able-bodied and not so. Ladies and gentlemen, the heart of Baltimore. Give it up for WYPR Rock guy, Mr. Aaron.
You know, I've wrecked cars.
And sitting there.
I've wrecked hearts. I've wrecked my own liver.
Have you ever wrecked a giny hole?
It's just more jungle ready. It has spots.
I just can't imagine the lead singer of Gwar
I don't get the second
saying,
part.
I'll find the song, but definitely there was a song I heard today where where Odorous Arungus called a woman's vagina the giny hole.
You also thought the N-word was said in break stuff, so
Wait, what?
grain of salt this, guys.
Yeah.
I'll be playing
Fred Durst is an ally.
Wilhelm Wardicus, cleric, etc., worshiper of Azathoth. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what can I tell you? You know, I think Jesus probably smoked pot.
He probably did. I mean, if
Well, there's
Probably
stories.
Yeah, your parents
No.
were upset with your Christian values, but I mean...
Well, they're saying around the peak of Mount Zion, which is where Moses went to go get the tablets.
A lot of cannabis plants?
No, there's a strain of hallucinogenic mushroom called stargazers that grow up there.
Oh.
And so they're thinking he went up there and he was like, God, I'm fucking hungry. Ah, sweet, mushrooms.
And then-
and ate a bunch, saw a burning bush.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Well, actually, interesting enough on that mushroom theory. Also, Jesus Christ never existed, but
It'd be fun to hear
like
Iron
the,
Butterfly on the harp.
because
I
those
think he
same
was just like a really charismatic stoner.
Actually, they go through
He
the
was a
historical record.
very
There was the-
white man.
Well, no, because the thing is actually on that same mushroom thing, it's that mushroom they have a flesh colored. Because I've also heard through that flesh colored. They have like a flesh like consistency of that mushroom, and also the hallucinogenic properties would be carried out through the urine of someone who ingested them. So the popular theory with that, again, Jesus Christ never existed. But if he did, the whole flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood thing would have been him just giving these guys mushrooms, and then those after he ran out of mushrooms, drinking his urine to get the hallucinogenic properties out of that. If they all trip together. It's a fun thing. It was an Moving on.
Well, we're celebrating Christmas different this year. Actually, no. We used to remember when we used to have the Christmas parties.
Those
at
were
my house?
so much fun until everyone had children.
Yeah, we had drug-laden, debaucherous Christmas Eve parties.
You gotta get that Zam.
All right, and sitting at the children's table of power, the most awesome force of audio nature, our audiomancer, Mr. Ben Hancock.
And sitting across from me, Dorian, let me answer. Sitting across from me, a man who started driving later in life.
Yes.
Okay, he's a writer, he's an actor, he's a comedian, he's an improviser. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dorian Gray.
Hello, my name is Dorian Gray, and I will be your GM this evening.
How old were you when you started driving?
Let me think. I think
because there were many a time that I was just randomly driving somewhere, and I would look, and I'd be like, "Holy, that's Dorian!" And I would, like at least 3 times in my life, Dorian has just been where
most
my car
of my
was.
life as the rolling credits of the Halt series.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum.
Yeah, I think I started driving when I was like 28.
Wow, I didn't even move out till I was 27.
It's funny. You'd see Dorian at a
Now,
show,
how old
and
are you?
he would immediately start walking to the next show. So
How old are you, Beth? What are you, 23?
Are you being serious?
I'm just being polite.
I am 31.
Really? You look great for 31.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was
old
going
are
to say
you, Tommy?
you don't look a
you don't
day
wanna
over
know.
30.
Oh, how old do you think I am?
Well, I heard a context recently. I was like, "Oh shit, he's like older than I thought."
Yeah, I'm like 42.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Are you lying about that? Why
I'm
did you say
87.
like?
I'm like 42.
inches. That's
He's
just
very tight.
that's just my waist.
It's elastic.
But yeah, my car story is I wrote a story called an attempted murder, and you read the story and you realize through the story that it is the true account of what happened to me from the perspective of my car. And I call it an attempted murder because I was going downhill and my brakes cut out through a red light at an intersection.
Oh God!
Yeah, I died.
Damn, that's how fucking like black widows get rid of their husbands.
Yeah.
There was a time that manual transmission car, we were the next neighborhood over, and the master cylinder for the clutch went up. We needed a new one. The car was fine, but you couldn't. You would have to get it jump started if it turned off. Or if you stopped, the car would just die, right? Because you couldn't push the clutch in, so you had to keep moving. It was like a perpetual motion machine. And there was one red light that we had to get through to get back into our neighborhood, and it was at the bottom of a hill. So we would come, my dad and I would drive down the bottom of the hill. Okay, it's green, it's green, it's green. No, it's red. And then we'd have to make a right-hand turn on the red to just keep moving it, to come back to try to make that green light again. It took like 3 or 4 passes. We finally made it through. Like,
What
all
a
right.
bonding experience.
Look, all right, my dad's a piece of shit, Aaron. Okay, let's.
Do you still have the Sambazo? You don't have the Sambazo Letterman jackets anymore.
No, I don't. No.
Okay, that's too bad.
No, we gave them to Goodwill, so there's homeless people.
Man,
with
I
Thomas
wish
and
I
Bozo.
want to see those homeless somewhere.
All right, so we ready to get started?
Yeah.
Previously on Laugh Finder. Our guest, Beth Haydon, incarnated as a short, fat, Pikachu-type character with a dick sword, who introduced herself by the name Penis Crusher.
Yeah.
Respect again.
Crush
Shout
those
outs.
dicks.
Big ups.
Our friend,
There's like a theme.
our friend Arcane sent his slave skeleton
Whoa!
into the woods.
Whoa.
He's a friend. He's like a family friend.
His
He
unpaid
wants
intern
to be here.
into the
Oh.
woods.
They're going to bring him out to show that Arcane doesn't hate skeletons at some point.
The skeleton went into the woods and was promptly incinerated in a blaze of light. Whereafter we decided, hey, let's all go into the woods. We went in there, and we actually voted on that. We introduced the concept of democracy to the Odd
He
Company.
invented democracy.
We invented democracy last
And
episode.
boy love. Like the Greeks.
The two go hand in hand. Read the history books.
Like there was one guy that was like, "Fellas, come to my lab. There's something I've been working on."
And then they were like, we're going to vote on this. It's great.
Hey, Alan, you heard about that new kind of sex? Well, listen to this.
Well, I'm a bit of a scientist myself.
Oh, wait, part 2. You may not love it, but your kids will.
Speaking of which, when we went into the woods, Holy John felt a hand on his back, a gentle hand between his shoulder blades, caressing him and imbuing him with power and strength. And it turned out to be a black-clad figure that touched Holy John in that special way and buffed him.
Jesus.
Someone that we'd met evidently in some other season of the show when I'd been drinking heavily. I don't remember anything about this guy.
He's still a mystery.
Anyway, we
Thank you,
ventured.
mysterious stranger. I'm Carl. I live next door.
I'm Wilhelm Mordecus.
We ventured further into the woods, at which point we encountered the hag ourselves, the sea hag. She threw a deer carcass at us, disappeared, and then 2 bullets appeared. Bullets, of course, land sharks.
Bullets.
Bullet. We battled, and ultimately we prevailed. We are now standing in the woods with 2 dead bullets around us.
Bullet.
And that, my friends, brings us up to the present.
All right. You've had a total of 2 battles in the moonlight in the forest near Red Point that you have, but you have emerged.
Barely.
So you see beyond the light of the amber glow. It kind of, well, never mind. So
Yeah, we should mention the giant orb. The giant orange magical orb is still menacing us on the horizon.
it looks like it's this swelling amber-colored sort of.
What's so funny,
Calm
Beth?
down, Beth.
Nothing.
The word swelling.
Whoa. Out of the gutter.
It kind of looks like if there was a giant
This is a family
amber.
Apparently.
Yeah, a giant amber ooze.
Gross.
That's what it.
Been there.
That's what it looks like, except glowing. But it's not an ooze.
Okay.
Not an ooze.
So, how far
Swelling
away
ooze.
from it are we?
Let's find out the secret of this ooze.
You are a couple. You are a couple hundred feet from it.
Oh,
Oh.
we're close.
Okay.
Um,
Do we feel any like heat coming off of it or anything?
You can sort of sense a vibration.
But I'm not close enough to detect magic yet.
No, but you could be.
Why don't we throw this deer carcass at it and see what happens?
shit. You know what? If I did like a knowledge planes roll, could I maybe discern anything about this?
Give me a knowledge planes roll.
Shit. not
Critical fail.
even- Oh god. Yeah. Well, you can't fail a skill check. But do I know anything at 5?
You know that whatever it is, it exists on the material plane.
Fair enough.
All right. I'm going to how far? I need to get closer. I need to get within 60 feet of it. Can we get that close?
Let's
guys?
walk
Yeah. No.
closer.
Let's get closer.
Yeah.
I want to
Hey,
touch it.
should we maybe heal at all before we keep walking in this?
Oh yeah, I have
murder
6.
forest?
I have 6 hit points. At this
Yeah. All
point.
right. Arcane he'll put a hand to himself, and I'm going to cast Make Whole.
Yeah, because you're the
Oh,
only one
myself?
that can heal you, really.
Yeah. So like. hear that?
WHOLE.
I just leveled
You
up.
didn't make a new orifice or anything.
That's what happens when I touch myself. Ladies.
Who needs healing? I can
Thanks
do
to this universal
cure critical wounds,
Pathfinder
if you'd like.
care known as magic.
Pathfinder
Kind of
care.
fucked up. I mean, I'm down like 33.
10, 14.
You have how many hit points?
I have 34 hit points, so
All
like,
right.
if we get into another battle, I'll be alright. You should heal yourself first.
Okay. Can I cure my own critical wounds?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that's going to heal me 4d8. No. Yes. Plus 1 point per caster level. Can I roll 4d8 plus 1 point per caster level?
Yeah.
Is it all the spells, Beth?
Yeah, it's all this. What? I can't even. Y'all casting spells.
Yeah.
You have all these papers. I don't have all these
We-
papers.
yeah, we
what
didn't-
the fuck are these? What am I gonna use those?
Those are 10-sided
dice.
dice.
When am I gonna
Do they-
use them? What?
Nine.
never
Did they
will.
not let
I've
Why
restored.
do you have so many dice?
Do they not let women have dice in your cult?
I have a problem.
I've restored 19 of my hit
And
points.
you said,
Excellent.
What did you say earlier? Can I do like a knowledge spell? And what do we learn here?
Okay, so
I did a knowledge plan
do you remember-
spell.
Just think about.
do you remember
Think about your
how I
life
told you
and your
how?
choices.
I'm sorry. Well, you know what? I'm going to drive home after this. I might even drive to the store and buy more fucking dice. And Mike Moran doesn't have to be involved in this.
Anyway, so
All right,
it's
so
up to
we
you all.
walk closer to the orange, undulating orb of mystery
Yes.
as we feel its vibrations in an uncertain way upon us.
Am I
Now
the only
picture
one?
this in your mind. It's like when you're in church, you imagine. You sort of
So what you see
Imagine
is
it's like lying. It's very wrong.
I can hear it humming.
Does anybody else want some tang?
what you see is like this amber. It's not light. It's a little bit
Alert.
thicker, almost like a syrupy consistency. And what it does is
I like
it-
my bubbles like I like my women. Thick.
Oh, I recognize this anywhere. This is orange
And,
maple syrup.
you see
Delicious.
around its
Fake
edges
juice.
bugs and worms
Oh, great.
as they are being forced out of the soil as it gains ground. The
Okay.
plants, however, are being enveloped by it.
Oh, wait. Holy John. Hold still. I'll hit you in the head with this brick, and then you'll be a vegetable, and you'll be able to make your way into the goop.
So
I think that's the best idea you had all this time, Arcane. I like it. He's a go-getter.
the orb is pushing out all fauna, but absorbing all flora.
That is correct.
I don't know about your science terms, but it seems like they like plants.
Okay, I am going to do I'm going to cast Identify.
Okay.
Now with Identify, it functions as Detect Magic, except it gives me a +10 enhancement bonus to spellcraft checks made to identify the properties and command words of magic items in my possession. It doesn't work.
Why don't you just cast I win the game?
There's no winning. There's just surviving.
Okay.
Well, there's also no spell called I win the game.
Well, that's. But you can. Okay.
That's
Oh, I'm very. It's
So
great.
can I detect? I'll
You
I'll
detect magic?
on it. Yeah.
All right.
Text magic, man.
Um, conjuration
Makes
off the
sense.
scale.
Yeah, I go. Hold on. Let me see if I can see the map.
I'll put it this way.
It's burning his non-eyes.
Yes, it is the school of conjuration. It is very, very, very like more powerful than anything that you've seen.
Are there any
Actually, since you're so close, give me a perception check.
Uh-oh. I'm perceptive.
I'm very perceptive
Wait,
too.
no, I got that. I have no idea. I have a 9.
Eyeball.
So you can roll it, Beth, and give me an add 9 to whatever you roll.
I have a 16.
30.
God damn.
I have like.
I have 8.
I'm back to playing a character that isn't functionally that worded out.
All right, so 18 and 30.
I have a 34.
God damn. All right, so what did I push?
Just saying, I fucked, but
Oh,
I rolled a 34.
so you see
perception.
different things. Holy John, you hear sounds coming from within.
I hear sounds coming from within, but I swear they're not farts. That almost worked too well, Ben. Also, on a side note, if you get Welcome to the Spider-Verse on like digital, there's a featurette on the movie where they just take like random scenes in the movie and they just add a bunch of fart noises, and I was like, why is this on here? But it's kind of hilarious if you're stoned, which I would never be.
But you hear the sounds of a rhythmic chopping
Okay. Guys, there's a rhythmic chopping.
coming from within. It almost sounds like
Rhythmic chopping?
yeah.
Like sweet dreams
on
Yeah.
chopping these, making parsley for you and me.
Yeah, that is exactly how the song goes. Beth, you you notice what looks to be like a sparkly.
My name is Penis Crusher. I'm sorry.
Oh yes. So, Crusher of
Beth
Penises.
was my mother. Call me Penis Crusher.
Penis Crusher sees what looks like a medallion
Oh,
laying on the ground.
okay.
It is made of gold. It's on a golden cord, on a golden chain. I'm sorry, and the medallion itself, it looks like teeth in an open sort of. It looks like an open mouth, like a gape mouth.
Go on.
Okay.
Oh, it's a golden pocket pussy. I'll put Andy Levine's dick. I'll take the mummified dick of Andy Levine out of my bag, and I'll just, like poke it into the mouth to see if it's a trap.
And that's how we beat the game.
Have we ever seen this inscription before?
This,
Gaping mouth?
let me see. Can I do a knowledge arcana?
Well, it was for me though.
Okay,
I mean, you
then
can do the knowledge.
No. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it?
I mean, can we all see the shit that we each see and feel and hear?
But was
Yeah.
there more?
Oh, just that you find a golden medallion that looks like an agape mouth.
You should do whatever. No, you should. Oh fuck!
What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it?
I don't.
You can pick it up with a stick. Pick it up on the end of your dick sword.
Pick it up on the end of the dick sword.
All right.
Please.
Also, I'm pretty sure we're all on like 5 to 7 hits of acid.
All right, so it sounds like chopping of wood or building of things coming from inside.
Oh God!
But
it's
you
reverse
can't,
Fortnite.
but you can't see. Well, that's not it's not a bad description, actually.
Okay. So we're full of 10-year-olds?
There's something going on within it. It's a school of conjuration magic is what's driving it, according to You Detect Magic. It is slowly, very, very, very slowly encroaching on the surrounding territory.
Okay.
Wait, the ooze?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is about 40 feet high. And it is just sort of seeping into the forest around it, really in all directions, but almost intently in the direction that you came in through Red Point.
So this thing yearns for vegetation. What inside? It's basically like a giant wood chipper. It's doing something. It wants to absorb the flora for some sort of reason, some sort of nefarious purpose.
Maybe to be.
Oh, fuck.
It's creating
What?
like what? Paper?
I just had an idea.
What?
Okay, so you know how there's so this thing's hungry for flora, right? Well, I mean, here in Red Point, there is definitely one kind of flora that makes big fucking explosions, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking, here's what we do, right? There's like, in Red Point, there is a stockpile of, I forget the name of that fire root.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying.
It was called Firebush. Wasn't it?
I
Sure.
my girlfriend's in college, but anyway, so here's what I'm thinking, guys, right? We just get a bunch of this fucking fire bush.
Yeah.
We lay it out here.
Yeah.
And then, we just set this bitch on fire from the inside.
I like it.
Okay.
Wait, let's see. I wonder if magic can go in it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. No, we like leave like just a trail of fire bush, right, from outside, and then it just absorbs a bunch of it inside, and then we just set it on fire from the inside.
How is Firebush ignited?
With fire.
Can you light it
With
on fire
bush.
within the
If you
ooze?
Yeah.
throw bushes on it, it explodes.
Yeah, like the band, you know?
You have to play Bush's 16 stones for it to...
Someone
All about
will,
razor
I like the
blades.
idea. I mean, I'm willing to give that a try.
finally,
Now,
someone
wait,
will
hold
appreciate
on.
the music of Bush.
Penis crusher, PC, if I may. What you got on the end of your dick?
Yeah, the medallion.
The medallion. Yeah, I picked it up. And then we started talking about the ooze again. I don't know what happened. I thought you tell me
All
or
right.
something.
No one's accusing you of anything.
No need to
Sorry.
get defensive, penis crusher.
Can I? May I?
You want the thing? You want me to hand you my penis?
I'd rather you hand me the medallion.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, well, hold on. Just hold it out at me. All right. I want to do detect magic on the medallion.
Okay.
Yes, there is very mild sort of abjuration.
Okay, then
Magic.
I will then cast Identify on it, which I get a +10 to spellcraft.
Okay.
Is there an Is there any kind of an inscription on the medallion?
Not really.
This starting to seem silly what we do here now.
No, this is normal. She's the silly one.
You have a charming laugh.
Really? Someone told me they'd like to have my laugh as their ringtone.
Yeah?
Do you want it as your ringtone? Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
a
it's
24.
Oh, did they then like just grab some of your hair to smell it? Sorry.
Wait, that's Riddick, isn't it?
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
Keep
And,
moving.
Move along now, boys.
I got
So-
24 in spellcraft to identify it.
That is unsuccessful. Just because the magic is so faint, there just wasn't a lot to work with.
Okay. How about this? I'm gonna. I do it, and I'll go. Oh.
It gives you...
Oh.
Give you bonus points.
Oh. Look. Oh. I know exactly what this is. You should put it on.
Just put it on.
Yeah. Put it
Yeah.
on. I know. Totally know. It's fine. It's fine. Super good. It's the
Will
best.
you sabotage me?
Huh?
Why would you do that? I have a choice. Right?
Yeah. of
Yeah,
course
you have
do.
a choice.
Fuck no!
I'll put it. Hey, I'm not scared. I'll put it on.
Wait.
I wear it.
I'm not putting it on. I'm just saying wait.
I'll give it a go.
No.
Let's throw it on.
Oh.
So I go over there and I grab.
Hold on, wait.
I grab the necklace.
What? I'm not putting it on Bobo.
Okay, I was about to be like me because you're the only one of us that doesn't have a soul. So
I actually lost my soul in a card game many years ago.
Big Slee, it's
I'm
very
kidding.
brave of you to put this
I'm
medallion on.
you have a soul.
if my calculations serve me correctly, I believe that when I put this on, it will give me all the powers of Run DMC, so that I can become the pathfinding rapper that I'd always dreamed I'd be
Or
growing up.
it'll turn you into that medical skeleton covered in electrical tape.
I think it's
known
gonna.
Oh God!
Can I grab? I decide to grab the medal, but not put it on. I want to hold it in my hands like
Okay.
this.
Nothing happens.
Okay, and then I want to take it over to the orange orb and I want to press it up against it.
You see
Wow.
it
is a
start
man
to
of action.
Start to move on its own accord toward the ooze.
Oh, it wants to go in.
Yeah, it wants to be part of it. Oh, okay.
Dude, I bet you can walk inside
That's what
the
I'm
orb
saying.
if you put the
All right,
medallion
I'm
on.
gonna put it. Can I put the medallion on and let me see if I can enter the secret and find out the secret within the ooze.
It's an interact.
Wow.
You put it on.
Big Slee has got balls.
You could go in, but all your clothes stay on.
Give me a fortitude save.
Oh.
That's not good.
Give me a fort. Yeah, I would.
Give me a knowledge goo.
Fortitude save is I got an 8. Right.
Here we go.
Ooh, I rolled a 28. Boom! I hit a nat 20.
Excellent. So, you hear as you put it on, you hear a voice in your head that says that sounds like,
Yeah, boy!
no.
Dun, 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 dun,
All right, never
dun,
mind.
dun,
No,
dun,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to do a flavor reference.
This is you hear a voice in here that says,
Show your devotion to me.
and spikes flip out of it and
Whoa!
cut your
Christ.
neck, and blood starts running.
Ow!
Oh fuck! You know what?
But the fortitude save
Yup.
was to see if you could endure the pain. And unfortunately, you try to move into the goo, and you sort of sink into it a little bit, but the magic in the medallion is not quite strong enough
Okay.
to let you pass through.
Say, wait, do you, Wilhelm, do you have knowledge? Wait, are you going to tell us what happened?
Oh God! I got the spikes in my neck again. Damn it!
Again?
This is the every time I put on a necklace, it spikes my neck. I hate when this happens. I find jewelry all over the place, and it seems to always be booby trapped with spikes. I thought I would have learned my lesson by the third one, but I said, you know what? This is going to be the one necklace that doesn't have spikes. And God damn it if I wasn't wrong again.
It's got to be one of those like invisible fence dog collar type things.
And I pull out this little fucking mirror from my pocket, and I'm like, that doesn't look tight though. That shit it looks
I mean,
good. Like
it is gold.
I look fucking sparkly. It clashes
You're
with my
bleeding
hair
all
very-
over your shirt.
It's metals. Have you ever heard of maybe I'm from the far lands, and you maybe never heard of the mid-world band known as Slayer. Are you familiar? it's pretty tight. You like them.
Wilhelm, have you ever seen a religious symbol like that?
Well, I do have read magic.
Well,
And I do
you should also have
some
knowledge religion.
knowledge
Yeah.
religion.
I don't know. I'm an inquisitor, but
Have you seen it?
maybe. Shit. Do I know what that is at 17?
No,
Okay.
just that it's really high. Wilhelm, do you want to try?
Oh, Wilhelm.
20?
Okay, so you can't identify it specifically, It does seem to you have some sort of religious significance to it. It seems like the sort of thing that would belong to like a secret order of some sort.
A cult, you
maybe
might say.
maybe even a cult.
Hey boys,
Oh shit! You know what?
I think I got myself an idea. How far are we away from the wagons that we encountered earlier?
Well, you walked just like a couple hundred. Well, no, you're a little bit more than a couple hundred feet because you walked into the forest, and then a couple hundred feet was the glowing sword that you're at now.
Maybe what if we tried this? What if we took all types of foliage and covered the wagon with it? We all get in the wagon, see if we can pass through, and see if we can get in.
What?
Are you trying to Trojan horse?
Yeah.
Is this giant bubble Yosemite Sam? This is some Looney Tunes shit.
I have a better idea. Let's dress
wait.
up like sexy lady bubble.
You know what? Actually, what I would like to do is I can still use one more judgment during the day. I would like to imbue my sword with divine light.
Okay.
And I just want to slap the necklace once.
Okay.
While it's on him.
Hold very, very still.
Hey, have you done this before?
Not to myself.
All right, I mean, I'll do it. Hey, my name is Big Flea, and this is Jackass.
Hey, you're going to do better than Ryan Dunn.
Nothing
That was the line.
How dare we're big dunheads.
Okay.
Why is your sheet so filthy?
It's very old. I think it's with incense fill.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Or from Redacted's basement.
It looks like a homeless man's resume.
As you can see, I was head of Star Command.
Yeah, no, I found this in one of those suits you got for charity.
So you're going to strike this medallion.
Just once. I'm not gonna I don't want to power tag it. I just want to just slap it once with a light imbued sword.
Nothing happens.
Hooray, I'm fine! You guys don't seem excited about that.
Okay.
All right.
So we have some sort of cursed medallion.
Mm-hmm.
We have an orb that's ingesting flora.
Wait, shit. I can also imbue it with good.
Can you wait? Is it still lit up?
Yeah, it's still lit up.
Try to poke it into that bubble.
Oh yeah, actually kind of. Yeah, but also my sword is still lit up with like good light.
Let's all just poke this.
Yeah, I just want to poke. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
Sticks.
Can I just poke this with like? Yeah, I just want to poke it with like a fucking.
So what are you
energy.
doing with the medallion?
Oh, no, I'm poking the fucking bubble with my sword that's got light energy.
I want to...
Okay, so not the medallion.
No, I slapped the medallion. Apparently, nothing happened from that, right?
Okay. Where is the medallion?
It's on my neck still.
Oh, okay.
It's
you're
punctured
poking
in.
the sword. It feels like the oozing structure feels to your sword. It feels solid. It's like if steel could bubble.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. Do we have a jaw? Maybe we could just take some of this back. I mean, we might be sitting on a gold mine.
I have one more idea.
Okay.
What if we made black boxes for airplanes out of it?
What's an airplane?
I have the bonus spell Dimension Door.
Okay.
Which I can basically teleport.
Okay.
So I can try to teleport into the bubble.
Oh, wait, you don't need to breathe.
Why don't you teleport Bobo in there just in case?
Whoa, the monkey needs to breathe.
Very insensitive.
Just in case it incinerates your dumb ass.
It's not like it's a robot spider. It will die and I'll lose hit points.
I mean, you could. How's the bone stuff in that bag doing so far?
It'll take a while, about an hour.
Well, wait a minute. He's super dead. What if we just took all the bones and we shoved him up against it and let it overcome him, and then he'd be dead on the other side?
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
I'm
gonna try to teleport into it.
Okay.
Please don't.
This sounds like a terrible.
Oh wait.
Can you
teleport out?
Hey, wait a minute. let me use this old timey photographer. Can you say my name is Arcane and welcome to Jack?
Now it says if I arrive in a place that's already occupied by a solid body, you and each creature traveling with you take 1d6 points of damage and are shunted to a random open space on a suitable surface within 100 feet of the intended location. So if I try to teleport just inside of it, I'll take, and if it doesn't work, I'll take 1d6 damage and just get booted out.
Okay.
That is exactly what happens.
Oh.
Boom.
You take 1 point of damage.
Ow!
Oh,
Ow!
Ow!
Can we scoop any of the
Yeah, is that
ooze
the
off
goo
in
on
like a
Nope.
in a
No, it's as
jar
hard
or
as
anything?
metal.
Yeah, it will not give.
Interesting.
All right. So
I'm just gonna kick
I don't
it.
know.
that's the sound it makes.
Guys, let's just give up. We can't even. We can't
Oh,
outsell this
you
thing.
know what? Honestly, I want to be able to say, fuck Red Point.
I think we should just go. Maybe we go back to Red Point or something with the medallion and see if we can't get it interpreted by somebody that might have some more knowledge.
And get our money for killing those kobolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
quickly is this thing expanding?
Very, very, very slowly.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's like global warming. We'll be fine.
Let's get
What's the next generation's
I
problem?
mean, I feel bad about all those children that I never mentioned, you guys.
Who do we know in Red Point that might have some sort of knowledge arcana?
You do, I don't know if you remember, but your
Clearly
characters,
Aaron does.
No.
your characters do know
News to me.
the head librarian at Red Point University.
Ooh.
Yeah, we do. They would probably.
Stephanicus Dedicus, I believe his name is.
His name is Lennick.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lenny.
Lenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's bring the medallion to
Lenny.
Lenny and confer with him after getting our money for these kobolds.
Can
Yeah,
I,
should we-
can I
should we-
take some of these cool shark teeth from these land sharks real quick?
I just want to describe what happened when I used the spell because I had a cool way that I wanted to use it. So the dimension door, it opens like a door. So Arcane, when he tried to use it, he like put his hands to his side and just fell straight back. And when he hits, but right as he hits the ground, he just goes like into the ground. But then you hear again, shot out and smashes into a tree.
All right,
All in favor of returning to Red Point to find Lennick and get some reward money.
Let's do it.
from
Democracy in action.
Yeah, I like
Lady
money.
Marigold has promised you a reward. I believe it was 400 gold each.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you make your way back to Red Point. By then, it's starting to get light again. You see several carts with masks and people putting ribbons and things.
The Festival of the Masks, of course.
It is about
It was a
that-
blast last year.
Oh, it's like Eyes Wide Shut again. I love this time.
Come on, Penis Crusher. You remember the Festival of the Masks?
Sounds very problematic. I don't know.
So
Not the
basically,
hoods, not the Festival of the Hood.
so basically,
Everyone in
the
town
city.
is a walking glory hole.
No, I believe that's Pon Farm, but like. So the city that you're nearest to is called Red Point, and every year they have a holiday called the Festival of Masks, which is like a sort of Mardi Gras-like
Tribute to the Jim Carrey movie,
debaucherous.
The Mask.
And
I'm gonna reach into my my hat, my bag,
yeah,
and pull out my porcelain mask.
the expensive rare one.
Yeah, and I'm like, let me put my face on.
Yeah.
Oh, you look beautiful.
And then I'll use
Arcane.
prestidigitation and make myself look porcelain white to match the mask.
Yeah, the festivities are just
Or
geared-
some other color that's not clan related.
They all are.
You're making your way through.
Oh, man, I wish you had.
Making my way downtown.
You see Penis Crusher.
Yeah.
You see a sight, someone who looks like they're dressed sort of like a mercenary.
You know.
Sort of like a soldier.
You know.
and they are they have an emblem of a rhinoceros.
All right.
And
Now, rhinoceros are
a rhinoceros, you know, a mean unicorn.
thick unicorn.
Dummy thick.
But he's currently got a merchant up against a wall, and he's like slapping the merchant back and forth, and he's like, you're gonna tell my boss where his brother's corpse is.
Arcane's just like,
and the merchant is like, has his arms up. He's like, I really have no idea what you're talking about. You just came up and started slapping me. I just want to sell muffins.
Hold on. Can I do a bluff check here?
Sure.
Give me bluff at 24.
Hold on. This guy?
Yeah.
Listen to the bard in this marketplace.
what the fuck is this?
Oh,
Where
this
are
is the
we?
Red Point's jewel.
There's just all these people doing the floss
It
dance.
depends. All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, I heard about $3 up here. I heard there was something called a bone party going on, and I just heard a lot of noises that sound, frankly, like someone punching a mayonnaise jar.
And I use ghostly sounds to back him up.
Yeah, can you hear that over there? I think, it's apparently this got a bunch of hot new corpses.
If you listen real close, you can hear the wet. Listen. Hey, Big Slee, I'm making that sound with my fingers.
So does that work?
You're a man of many talents.
He runs off.
Awesome.
Nice work.
I mean, in 24, he was not smart.
And also, I'd like to say to that shopkeeper, you owe the Odd Company one.
One muffin.
What's something? I don't know what you sell, but
Did you,
Shut up, we're about to get some edibles.
Did the Odd Company just save me from an ass kicking
That's correct.
in the middle of the
merchant.
marketplace of the Festival of Masks?
We're really turning a new leaf, boys.
tell everyone.
Yeah, nobody's gonna believe him. The heroes of Red Point saved him from a guy who was slapping the shit out of him while he was trying to sell muffins.
Yeah,
We will,
we're the Bill Murrays of this.
We will accept tokens of gratitude if you're so inclined.
Can we have muffins?
Yeah.
Give us some baked goods.
Hooray!
Do
Tell
the
me what
muffins,
they taste like.
do they restore hit points?
They restore deliciousness.
I just take a muffin, Arcane just mushes it onto his face.
So, Odd Company, do we want to collect our reward first, or do we want to visit Rennick?
No, I want my money.
What's his name? Lemick?
Lennox.
Lemick
Get
Lewis.
the reward?
Yeah, let's go to Darsul.
All
Get
right.
our Barstool.
Oh, yeah.
Darsul or Barstool?
Barstool.
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 All right.
I say, yeah.
So,
let's go
Penis
to
Crusher,
Barstool.
they lead you to a tent where there's a man who is probably more than 500, maybe 600 pounds.
Okay.
But he wears it poorly.
Okay.
And
600 pounds of raw sex.
and he's dressed in a very large, fancy, like noble outfit that, of course, was custom made. And he's like,
Did you guys take care of the kobolds?
Yep.
Yeah.
They sure are deader than dead.
Hey, I knew you could do it.
Hey, and I brought you this wonderful fresh kill, and I hand out the deer carcass that I brought back this whole time. Like, I thought you would want this.
he says,
You.
and the dude's a traumatized young man that's now his assistant. He's like,
Pay them the money.
Oh, and I got you a muffin. And he also like a handful of crumbled muffin from he mushed on his own face.
He takes it, eats it. He goes,
Give him 10 more gold.
Yeah!
so everybody gets 400 gold. You get 410.
Yeah! It's a 10 gold muffin.
Best fucking muffin ever.
I mean, to be fair, they're good.
I would have put make whole on it to fix it, but
No, the fact that it was there was enough.
I warm my hands by Barsul's crackling fire.
Which he
Those
has.
aren't pillows.
All right, we've got our gold. Now I say we find Lennox. What do you say, Odd Company?
Fuck yeah.
let's do it.
All right, so they lead you.
What do you say, penis crusher?
Yes.
So they lead you through the city. On a previous adventure, they saved a guy's life who is the head librarian at the local college. And so they occasionally come to him for like research stuff because right now they're stuck. They don't know what to make of this goo or this medallion. So they're coming to an old buddy of theirs to see if he can tell them anything.
So I try to suck his dick. Like, what is?
There has to be other solutions to problems.
Roll to suck.
It's like Alexander the Great. What do you
Wait,
do about the
wait,
Gordy
isn't
nut? I'm gonna
Lennox
suck its
gay?
dick.
Yes, I was like,
You know
But I'm
what?
Pikachu.
Quick.
oh, that's
Oh,
so.
never mind. It's,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Is it Detective Pikachu?
Are you saying that all homosexuals are deviants?
Oh, she has a +2 in disguise.
Wait a minute, you're not some strapping young man. You're Pikachu.
Pika, Pika.
I swear I'm Ryan Reynolds.
All right, so you make your way through the city. People are building things. They're building like temporary structures. They're getting ready for a giant citywide party.
They're probably building statues of the Odd Company.
I would fucking hope.
Look through my inventory. I have a lot of faces.
Faces for everyone.
Throwing him out everywhere.
Yeah, just put a very butch one on Pikachu.
Would you like a face?
He rips
He has a
people's
bag of
faces
human
off.
faces on.
Like,
they've been
like Game of
taxidermy.
Thrones? Like Arya?
More like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Am I choosing a costume to suck a dick right now? I don't know what's happening. Like,
I mean, what is your disguise skill?
I mean, if you want to
It's
suck a
I
dick in
thought
this
we're just
fantasy
going to the
setting,
This is a
library.
fantasy setting, Beth. You don't have to do real world stuff.
Why can't we just ask him what the I don't understand.
let's do it. We can
Yeah,
do that.
we can
do
you
that.
don't
So
have
you-
to suck his dick.
Hey,
You're
penis
the one who
crusher,
likes
that's a great
all
idea.
Yeah, no, it just sometimes men
Let's
will tell
just
you things.
avoid the dick sucking and just ask him, show him the medallion. How about
Wait,
that
hold
for
on.
an idea?
Now wait. I wanted to hear where the dick sucking was gonna go.
Let's put the dick sucking on the backboard. That's plan B. Straight plan A.
I'd like to do a knowledge penis butter roll.
So you get there. You ask for Lennox.
Yeah.
Are you
And-
still wearing the medallion, Bigsley?
Yeah, I still have the
It's-
medallion
it's
on.
stuck
I ain't
in your
gonna
neck?
take- I can't take. I feel like I don't want to pull it out because of the spikes, and I think it looks cool.
Okay.
And he says, Lennox, he's like, what? The odd Hey! It's been forever.
Yes, Len.
Yeah.
Glad that you're not dead.
Good
Yeah.
to see you.
Yeah.
Well,
What's up,
we
lady?
have one of us has got a bit
Hello,
of a problem.
person
as you
I've
can
never
see.
met before. How are you?
Yeah, that's
This is
say-
Big Sleeve.
Yeah,
as you
just-
can see, he has an enchanted medallion around stuck
Yeah.
into his neck.
Really? Where's
That's why we're here.
We like to call
Where's-
him light skin Aunt Viv.
Well, I asked for a tattoo, and I instead went with piercings. Could you
Wait.
take a look at this thing and
He
see
got
if
it
you
at
know anything
Claire's.
about it?
First of all, is there any way to get that off of him without
Hey,
killing him?
Can I be honest with you? I don't feel forever 21 at all right now.
He says, wait, I've seen that.
The gaping mouth insignia
I've seen that before. Is this?
with the fangs.
Yeah.
I can't.
Dick sucking.
I
The
can't
Order of the Glorious
identify
Hole?
it, but I know who can. I have one of my old professors from when I was going to the university. He's an old dwarf by the name of Pendrick.
Pendrick the Entertainer. I love it. He's the best.
His suits are a little gaudy.
He says,
God, I hope he's just a dwarf, an African American dwarf. It's like Cedric the Entertainer.
Fingers crossed.
Hey,
he says,
Don't do the voice.
No. I'm not even doing the voice.
I'm not gonna do it.
he says,
No.
none
Stop
of you
it.
know how to do his voice.
Thank fucking God.
If there wasn't a recording going, I'd give it a shot.
Folks, bonus content after the episode.
He says, you could visit, he's retired now, but this is the sort of thing that he likes, like the most obscure references and artifacts. This is something he would take a great interest in. And I'm sure that if you went to the dwarf Pendrick, he would know something about this.
Pendrick the dwarf, you say? Is he far?
About a day's travel from here.
A day's
A whole
travel.
fucking, okay.
What an enlightening episode it's been for the Odd Company. We've attempted to penetrate the orange orb. Without luck, we've learned a little bit about it, but we stand to learn a whole lot more when we make our way to Pendrick the Entertainer on the next exciting episode of Left Finder!
Yay! I hit the wrong button and now I gotta wait for the counter.
I hope he has a
Come on.
friend that's Bernie Mac.
Wait, we can't do Bernie Mac impressions?
Not on air.
Well, all right, fair enough.
Is that a hard rule or
I mean,
Hey, look,
fuck stick? Huh? that's what I wanted to do.
Whole lot of people in here tonight.
Oh my God, is Bernie Mac
yeah,
here?
is that Mr. 3000 star Bernie Mac?
Oh my
I ain't
God.
scared of you motherfuckers.
Sounds like an elderly boomhauer.
I stand over here. Me Bernie Mac.
So,
Jesus.
Beth Haydon, what do you think of this whole experience? Has it been everything that you hoped it would be? Everything it's correct? The legends I know precede us. Our reputation precedes us as a podcasting crew. I'm sure this was overwhelming for you, but we'd like to hear your thoughts, your reactions.
You know, he's very informative. I've never seen the game scenario or these games. We were not allowed to play this kind of stuff because of the
Right,
it's
it's
the
the devil.
Yeah,
We've probably
as you can
unleashed
see, this is
numerous
super
demons.
evil.
yeah, it's very
All right, well, today's the
She's
26th
speechless.
of March. So
Happy March 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so like I said, in a couple days, the 30th, you can see Beth and I at the Ellicott City Historical Society as part of Ellicott Silly Comedy Festival. Get your tickets now. Come on out to that. Anything else you guys want?
This is Eric Woodworth, and you can find all things Eric Comedy at ericcomedy.com.
How do you spell that?
ERICCOMEDY? Comedy?
It's Eric with
Yeah.
a K.
Yeah,
I'll
Eric
take
with a
your
K.
word
Comedy.
for it.
And Eric Comedy. You can find links to our sister show, the Quality Time podcast, where if you had listened to the Out of the Blocks episode, and what is by far Aaron's most awkward interview he's ever had,
Yeah.
and he's talked to drug addicts on the streets of Baltimore, didn't pale in comparison to my brother and co-host of the show,
I was
Jeremy
genuinely
Woodworth.
flummoxed by
Yes.
him.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
Jeremy's scary as shit.
He is something else.
Some of my
Yeah.
favorite
So-
parts where you're like, yeah, the. Oh God!
Where he
Yeah.
said it was like bodies are made out of so many dicks that standing next to him is like rape. That was
and there's just
probably-
a dead silence.
Plug that out.
And then Aaron's like,
and then the dog pissed on the floor.
Yeah.
I can't tell you
Yeah,
how
that-
good that episode is.
Yeah, no, it is great.
Out of the
listening.
Blocks Absalon Station. So yeah, all things Eric Comedy, ericcomedy.com. You can also check me out the Friday this week. I'll be at the Ellicott Silly Comedy Festival with my buddy Rob Mayer, closing out the show at the Phoenix. So come and check that shit out.
30th Church Satire, 31st. You can catch me at the Cellar Door in Frederick, Maryland. As always, you can catch Driven to Succeed on Amazon Prime. Bruce, the love of God, watch that if you have a subscription. And Board in the USA somewhere, eventually on streaming. It's in a bunch of film festivals that you probably won't physically travel to. And then, meanwhile, skullbase.net.
Hell yeah.
Aaron, what would you like to?
Well, let's see. I'm heading to the West Chicago neighborhood of Lawndale to make an episode
nice.
of Out of the Blocks at the end of March.
Hell yeah, dude.
So stay
Cool.
tuned for that
Chirac.
one.
Are you going to get a Chicago-style hot dog?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your go-to?
I lived in Chicago for 10 years.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
You
man.
told us that?
Yeah. Yeah, Chicago dog. You know what the secret is?
What?
Celery salt.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Don't
about you,
sleep
Ben? You
on
got
it.
anything?
No.
No.
But I would like to say that as awkward as the Jeremy interview sounded in the episode, I did cut stuff out. So might show up on Patreon. Subscribe. Find out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, guys. You can go to landfinderpod.com to check out our links to our Patreon account, where there's bonus content. We'll be posting the mushroom interview of what we got of it, because I totally forgot to hit record, and I went through and did at least a good hour. It was so sweet content. Never recorded it. For Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, no, people almost got into a fist fight.
And we'll be going this weekend.
No, not really.
We'll be going this weekend to go see
Captain
Marvel. And we'll be doing an interview. I mean, a review with that. What about you, Dorian? What you got coming up?
Let's see. I will be doing Gen Con and Origins.
In March?
Yeah, it's a special Gen Con.
Oh, okay. Because
No.
I haven't written in the thing the deadline. We have to submit the Landfinder Comedy Tour for Gen Con.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to do Colossal Con.
Okay.
Oh, did you see that Weird Al's going to be at Awesome Con?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to very much make sure I can try to get on that Geek Comedy Show. All right, and Beth, what do you got coming up?
Just the Ellicott City Comedy Festival with you.
Yep.
In Ellicott City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really have to pee.
Okay.
Really bad.
So, okay.
No, I'm sorry.
No. So
Great,
real quick,
great.
we
Oh,
never let our guests leave empty-handed. You're going to get a lucky D20, which mean nothing to you.
Yay!
But you can't pick the die. The die has to pick you. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your hand into this bag. I'm going to say an incantation.
Oh, shit.
And when I'm done, you grab the die that feels right and pull it out.
And after that, you can't be in your cult anymore.
All right. Put it in. It's full of the devil's taint. May all your hits be critical. May your strike be tried and true. May all your fails be minimal with nothing lower than a 2. All right, grab a die and pull it out.
Ooh, a lovely
I like that.
city.
All right, now
Slate
give it a
gray.
roll. Now this season we're doing we're keeping track of what all the guests roll, and so
I'm ready.
you have to beat a 15 if I'm not mistaken.
Please roll it in the velvet lined dice tray.
Yeah, please, you garbage monster. Roll.
Holy
shit! A natural 20. Oh my god! All right, roll it one more time in case someone else gets a 20, and then we'll see what your next highest roll is. There we go. Confirm that critical.
Critical fail!
All right, highs and the lows. All right, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.